Oh, enjoy this moment. Soak it in. Soak it in. Soak it in. It's really real. Are you all right? Ooh.
Okay, get out. Everybody get out.
DA Brat took a moment to compose herself before speaking. The camera captured the raw vulnerability in her eyes as she began to share her truth. "I never thought I'd be sitting here, talking about this," she said, her voice cracking slightly. "But here I am. I gave her everything. I trusted her with my heart, with my soul. I thought we were forever." DA Brat paused, the weight of those words hanging in the air. But sometimes, no matter how much you give, it's still not enough. And when you realize that, when you see everything you've built start to crumble, it's heartbreaking. She looked directly into the camera. "Today, I'm here to tell you the truth. Judy betrayed me in ways I never imagined. I gave her everything, but she took it all for granted. And now, I'm left picking up the pieces." DA Brat's gaze softened, her voice trembling. "This is my story, and it's time to let you all in on the truth. The truth that hurt more than I ever thought possible." As DA Brat reflected on the early days of her relationship with Judy, a soft smile appeared on her face. "When we first met, I thought I had found my soulmate," she began, her voice warm with nostalgia. "Everything felt right. We clicked on a level I hadn't experienced before. The way she made me feel, like I was the most important person in her world. The way we laughed, how we would talk about everything and nothing at the same time, it felt like magic." DA Brat's smile faded slightly, replaced by a more contemplative expression. "I thought we were building something real, something that would last forever. We talked about our future, about growing old together. It felt like we were invincible, like nothing could tear us apart. But I was so naive. I couldn't see what was coming." DA Brat sighed deeply. "I wanted to believe in the fairy tale, and for a while, it was. But sometimes, even the best stories have tragic endings." DA Brat's face hardened slightly as she moved into the more difficult part of her story. "As time passed, things started to change, but I didn't want to admit it," she said, her voice lowering. "There were little signs at first, small things I brushed off. Judy would get distant, and I'd try to chalk it up to stress or other things going on in her life. But then, it started happening more often. She'd pull away when I tried to get close, or when I'd ask her about her day, she'd give me short answers." DA Brat looked down briefly, her voice trembling. "It was subtle, but it was there. I started to feel like I was losing her, and I didn't know why. I thought maybe it was just a phase, maybe she was just going through something. But deep down, I could feel the disconnect. The silence between us grew louder, and the more I tried to reach out, the more she seemed to retreat." DA Brat wiped a tear away. "It wasn't just the arguments or the distance, it was the emotional withdrawal. And I kept ignoring it. I kept telling myself it would get better, that it was just a rough patch. But it wasn't. I was holding on to something that was already slipping through my fingers." The moment DA Brat discovered Judy's betrayal hit her like a ton of bricks. "I found out in the worst way possible," she admitted, her eyes flickering with the memory. "I wasn't looking for it. I wasn't expecting it. But it came crashing into my world when I found the messages, the texts, the calls, the things she had been hiding from me." DA Brat's voice faltered, the pain of that moment still fresh. "When I confronted her, I thought she'd deny it. I thought she'd tell me it wasn't true. But she didn't. She didn't even try to lie. She admitted everything, and I was crushed." DA Brat's breath hitched as she continued. "She had been seeing someone else. She had lied to me, kept secrets from me. And when the truth came out, it shattered everything. It wasn't just the affair. It was the fact that she lied to my face, the fact that she didn't even have the decency to be honest with me. And that was the hardest part of all." DA Brat wiped away another tear, her voice thick with emotion. "I gave her everything. And she threw it all away." The heartbreak DA Brat felt was palpable as she shared her emotions. "When I found out, I felt like my heart had been ripped out of my chest," she said, her voice breaking. "I loved her with everything I had. I trusted her with my life, and to find out that she had been betraying me, it was like a dagger to the heart." DA Brat paused, trying to regain her composure. I couldn't believe it. The woman I thought I knew, the woman I thought was my partner for life, had turned into someone I didn't even recognize. She lied to me. She hid things from me. And the worst part was, I had been blind to it all. DA Brat's face contorted with the pain she was reliving. I thought we were forever. I thought I had found the one person who would stand by me no matter what. But I was wrong. She shook her head. The pain of betrayal is something you can't prepare for. No matter how much you love someone, when they betray you, it's like you've lost a part of yourself. DA Brat's confrontation with Judy was intense and emotional, a moment she would never forget. When I finally confronted her, I was shaking, she admitted, her voice barely above a whisper as she recalled the moment. The weight of the situation was immense, and she had no idea how it would unfold, but she knew she had to face it head-on. I didn't know what I was going to say, but I knew I had to hear it from her. I had to know the truth straight from her mouth. DA Brat said, the rawness of her emotion clear in her words. For so long, she had been living in uncertainty, trying to make sense of the actions and behaviors that had been hidden from her. In that moment, all she wanted was the truth, no matter how painful it might be. DA Brat's voice trembled as she spoke about the actual confrontation. When I confronted her, it was like I was talking to a stranger, she said, the sense of betrayal evident in her voice. Judy's response was not one of remorse or vulnerability, but of defensiveness. She was defensive, dismissive, and cold, DA Brat explained. The emotional distance between them had never been more apparent. Judy, the person DA Brat had trusted most, now felt like a stranger. The disconnection was painful, and Judy's lack of empathy or acknowledgement of the hurt she had caused left DA Brat feeling more alone than ever. She didn't seem sorry. She didn't seem like she cared that she had hurt me. And that, more than anything else, hurt the most. DA Brat continued, her voice breaking as she reflected on the conversation. It wasn't just the betrayal that cut deep. It was Judy's inability to show any genuine remorse for what she had done. That lack of acknowledgement was perhaps the most painful aspect of the entire situation. I wanted an apology. I wanted her to tell me she was sorry, that she didn't mean to hurt me, DA Brat admitted, her voice soft and filled with longing. She had hoped for some acknowledgement from Judy, some recognition of the pain caused. But instead, Judy's response was empty. But she didn't. She just stood there, and when she finally admitted to what she had done, it felt like the last piece of my heart was ripped away. DA Brat said, her voice breaking as the memory of that painful moment resurfaced. The admission of guilt from Judy was not the resolution DA Brat had hoped for. It was simply the final confirmation that everything they had shared had been a lie. The emotional toll of that moment lingered, as it marked the end of their relationship in a way that felt final and irrevocable. The emotional fallout from Judy's betrayal had a profound impact on DA Brat's mental and emotional well-being. The betrayal took a toll on my mental and emotional health, DA Brat shared, her voice somber as she reflected on the aftermath. The pain she felt wasn't just the initial shock. It was the ongoing mental struggle that followed. I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I kept replaying everything over and over in my mind, trying to figure out where I went wrong, why I didn't see the signs, she said, her eyes clouded with pain. The constant cycle of overthinking, questioning her own judgment, and trying to make sense of what had happened was exhausting. It felt like a weight she couldn't escape, no matter how hard she tried. The sense of being blindsided by someone she had loved so deeply made it difficult for DA Brat to trust herself and her decisions moving forward. I had to learn how to heal from something that felt like the end of the world, DA Brat continued, her words filled with a quiet strength. It was in this moment that DA Brat acknowledged the long road to recovery she now faced. The emotional aftermath of the betrayal had been overwhelming, but she realized that healing was a process that required time and self-compassion. Despite the heartbreak, DA Brat knew she had to take the necessary steps to heal and move forward. The journey wasn't going to be easy, but she was determined to find peace and rebuild her life. Even though the pain was deep, DA Brat knew that in time, she would emerge stronger, and the betrayal would no longer define her. The healing process had begun, and though it would take time, she was ready to face it head-on. DA Brat reflected on the aftermath of the breakup and her decision to walk away. After everything came to light, I had no choice but to leave, she said, her voice steady but filled with emotion. I couldn't stay in a relationship where I wasn't respected, where trust had been shattered beyond repair. I had to walk away. I had to choose myself. DA Brat's face softened, a sense of resolution in her expression. Leaving wasn't easy. Walking away from someone you love is never easy, but sometimes, it's the only choice you have left. And I had to make that choice for my own peace of mind, for my own healing. DA Brat discussed how her family and friends rallied around her during the painful time. My family and friends were there for me every step of the way, she said, her eyes glistening with gratitude. They saw the pain I was in, and they supported me in every way possible. They reminded me that I'm strong, that I'm worthy of love and respect, and that I deserved more than what I got. DA Brat smiled softly. Their support gave me the strength to move forward, to not give up on myself, and to keep going despite the hurt. The public reaction was overwhelmingly supportive. The love and support from my fans has been incredible, DA Brat said, her voice filled with appreciation. So many people reached out, sharing their own stories and offering words of encouragement. It made me realize that I'm not alone, that I'm not the only one who has gone through heartbreak like this. DA Brat's smile grew, and she nodded. The kindness I've received from my fans has helped me heal. It's reminded me that I'm not alone, and that there is still goodness in the world. Despite everything, DA Brat is committed to moving forward with strength. I'm focused on healing, on taking care of myself, and on rebuilding my life, she said, her voice filled with determination. This experience has taught me a lot, and while the pain isn't gone, I'm using it to fuel my growth. I know the road ahead won't be easy, but I'm stronger now. I'm ready for what's next. She smiled softly, a sense of hope shining through. The best is yet to come, and I'm not looking back. If DA Brat's emotional journey resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. How do you feel about DA Brat's strength in moving forward after betrayal? We'd love to hear from you.